Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. New diamond exploration technology from Russia could lead to the discovery of large new diamond mines in Botswana. Mining Weekly editor Martin Creamer tells us more about this exciting technology. Welcome, Martin.
Thanks, Shannon.
Now, this new Russian technology has helped Ryhove, a diamond company, to discover 17 new hard rock diamond mines in Siberia. And now Botswana is interested. What's that story?
Well, it's really John Teeling from Botswana Diamonds. He's a diamond explorer of long standing, and he's suddenly become very excited about the prospect of this Russian technology. You know, he feels that Botswana has been too closely associated to South Africa's De Beers technology. And although he concedes that De Beers has done a wonderful, wonderful job in Botswana, he feels that their exploration technology is not really up to it, and that it's good for shallow deposits. But once, you know, you get to the 100 meters, it becomes less effective. And we can see that in Botswana now that they did have the Zeppelin there. De Beers had the Zeppelin. They were hoping to find a lot more big mines. They haven't been able to find those big mines, which has sort of got the Botswana government on a course of saying, look, let's go for non-diamond exploration because, you know, diamonds are going to deplete here and we need to think beyond that. He's saying, look, that's too fast, because his understanding and his short association with this Russian technology, he's so excited about it because he says that it can actually see through the sand. And it not only tells you that there's a kimberlite, but it says it's a diamond-bearing kimberlite. And he says most other research, you know, won't go that far. So he's saying that, you know, you get vast big concessions, and it costs you a fortune to try and drill all that up. If you give the Russians all your statistics and all your data, they're able to narrow that down to a very small area. And they say to you, there is diamond-bearing kimberlite there. Now, he's been working for them for a short time. He says they deliver quite well. Obviously, the jury is still out. But he's saying, look, there's no downside here. You know, just allow Ryhove into Botswana. Botswana is really the diamond place, and see what they can do, rather than just associate yourself so closely with the De Beers technology. And I suppose it's history in Botswana. De Beers has done so much. Botswana is part of De Beers. They follow that route. He's saying, no, there are other views now. You know, broaden your mind, because it could help the country.
Now, also, Ryhove helped them pinpoint exactly 4 square kilometers within their license area. What are the benefits of this?
You know, he's saying that really it's so costly to explore. And he says you're searching for such tiny little pieces of diamond that, you know, when you do hit it, it's really a mistake. You know, you shouldn't hit it. So if you can narrow this down, you're going to reduce the exploration risk, and you're going to help the investors who sort of just pour money into a bottomless pit for a long time, not knowing what's going to happen. He feels that Ryhove, because they were kept away from the West for so long, and they explored in Siberia, they needed to go below the tundra there. So they've got a different technology. And most of the discovery that's taken place in Botswana has been shallow. He feels that with Ryhove they'll be able to get to the deeper stuff, and they could find some bigger mines. He's hoping, of course. It's always a hope and a wish and a prayer with exploration, but he's very impressed with the delivery of these Russians, and he's very impressed with the technology, although they're very secretive about it, and everything happens in St. Petersburg, and all they want is just data, and more data. And then with their computer workings, they're able to identify and pinpoint. So they pinpoint the small area, which he loves because then it cuts down on his costs. And of course, you know, it'll soon be established whether there are diamonds there, because you're now going to drill there. So he's saying to the Botswana government, open the door to these guys. Don't just be fixated with your De Beers background and think, well, De Beers is the only way to do it. There are other ways to do it. And he's seen them in action in other parts of the world as well. And they've discovered so many hard rock diamond deposits in Siberia, 17, which is, he says it's about as much as the world has got, because he's saying you just can't find diamonds these days. You know, they really are difficult to find. And that's why he's saying the fundamentals with diamonds are so good, because there's just no supply coming up and demand is building.
So what does it say for the future outlook for the industry?
You know, he's saying that with this, it could be a game changer again for Botswana. He was very disappointed, John Teeling, who's quite an eloquent performer there. He's saying, look, Minister of Mining in Botswana, you've turned your back on diamonds too soon. You know, you haven't actually used this other technology. You've depended too much on the South African De Beers technology, and he feels that there could be some big mine opportunities, obviously hoping, but he feels that this technology will have a much better chance of discovery, and he still really believes that Botswana is the place where you find the diamonds, because he's personally, you know, been involved with the new mine that is developed there. And it was, again, he says, a lot of luck, but at least they've got this mine going, and it looks like a good mine. And they're using a Russian crushing technology, he says, which is again superior. And he's saying, you know, you're getting a much bigger recovery, you know, on this new crushing technology. And everyone said to him it wouldn't work. And he says it's working beautifully. So he feels that the door should be opened to El Rosa, which he says is not going to be that easy to deal with, because, I mean, it's partly state-owned. But he said, who is easy to deal with these days? You know, it's always difficult. And his experience is that they might take a bit of time, but when they do deliver. So there could be a new era opening for diamonds with El Rosa technology from Russia.
It sounds very exciting. Thank you very much, Martin.
It's a great pleasure, Shannon.
That's the show for today. Join us again next time for more news and insight into what's happening in the mining world.